Hello and welcome back to Sailing Madness. In this episode we face the strongest wind so far off the Mull of Kintyre. We take the boat out of the water and end up bumping into another YouTube sailing channel. Well, good morning from the white sandy beaches of Gigha. What a stunning place this has been to stop for the night, and what a lovely meal we had last night in the Boathouse restaurant, which is just there behind me. So we're up early this morning. I've just taken Jess ashore to use the bathroom. It's about 6:30 and we are heading off nice and early today because we've got a bit of a passage ahead of us. We're going to transit all the way down to the bottom of the Mull of Kintyre. Now when we get there, we've got 3 or 4 options about what we're going to do and where we're going to drop the hook for the night. One option is to cut across to Northern Ireland, find a marina or an anchorage there. Another option is to stop at Sand Island, which is a little chain of islands at the bottom of the Mull of Kintyre. Or the third option is to make it round to Lady Bay on Loch Ryan, which is where the Scottish adventure started for us all those weeks ago. So 1 or 2 options. We're going to have to wait and see what the wind's doing, what the tide's doing, and then we'll make a decision later on in the day. But I'm going to head back to the boat now for a cup of tea, and then we'll be slipping the lines and heading south. Well, we have literally just slipped the lines, come out the bay, and we've got the sails up, and we're doing 4.5 knots in just under 10 knots of breeze. Great start to the day. Robin made a cup of tea when I was walking Jess. So we're just sitting here chilling, avoiding the ferry that's coming across right now. And as I mentioned earlier, we don't quite know where we're going to end up tonight, so I'll show you on the map where we are kind of heading. So we're heading down the Mull of Kintyre here, and then we've got a couple of options: across to Northern Ireland, Sander Bay, or if we're going really well, we might even make it down to Loch Ryan, where we started our Scottish adventure all those weeks ago. For the first time on the trip, we're overtaking something. Okay, he hasn't got his engine on, we have, but we're still overtaking him. Right, so we've been making steady progress. We're coming towards the tip of the Mull of Kintyre. We're still heading south, and it looks like we're going to be heading to Northern Ireland tonight. I've just spoken to Glen Arm Bay Marina. They've got space for us, and I think we can just dip across the top of Northern Ireland and stop there for the night, because we've got the tide with us. We'll have a little bit of wind with us as well, so we're going to make the most of that as we go round the end of the Mull of Kintyre. So that, I think, is going to be the plan. But it's been a lovely day. We have been motor sailing pretty much most of the day so far. It's still only 9 o'clock in the morning, but it's lovely being out here. It's brilliant. And as you can see, the bottom end of the Mull of Kintyre isn't that far away from us now.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it then. Come on.
Mull of Kintyre,
old ships rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here. Oh, Mull of Kintyre. It's over there. Oh, have I travelled? Much have I seen? We don't know any more of the words.
And if I get a copyright claim for that, I'll be pissed off. Well, this part of the North Channel is living up to its name of being quite rough. Maybe our singing made it even more angry, but we've got 20 knots of breeze now. We've got 2 reefs in the main, 2 reefs in the head sail, and I'm still struggling to keep it on course. As you can see, the Mull of Kintyre is behind us. I don't know where this wind came from, but it suddenly came on us.
What speed have we got?
7.5 knots. knots of breeze. Fully reef main, fully reef head sail, and we're bobbing along at 8.5 knots. I'm struggling to keep it on course though. And as always on camera, I bet it doesn't look nowhere near as bad as what it is for me here. Probably watching this thinking I'm exaggerating. Right, as per typical in sailing, there's been a change of plan. We were going to go into Glen Arm Marina, but because we've been making such good way, and we've been averaging about 6.5, 7 knots throughout the whole day, we're going to go further south to get even closer to Conway for our journey home. So we've now booked ourselves into Banga Marina, which is it's a lot closer to Belfast, and a lot closer to home. So we're going to be heading there now instead. So according to Navionics, we should be there for about 4 o'clock. It's now coming up to 12 o'clock midday, so we should be there, give or take, 4 hours, providing the winds stay as they are. So yep, another change of plan.
So Dave's made the big mistake of leaving me with the camera again while he goes for a little sleep. So it's my moment to shine on the boat when Dave's having a little sleep and I'm at the helm. And what's happened since Dave went down is, I think he knows this before he goes to sleep. Basically, the sun has completely disappeared. It's now raining. I've got rain all over my glasses. The engine's on because we're close hauled, and the boat really doesn't like being close hauled in very light winds. We're in sort of 9 knots of wind, and she really doesn't like being close hauled in that. No matter what we try to do, we just don't get the speed that we need. So we've got the engine on, still heading to Banga, going to get there now about 7 o'clock in the evening, 7:30, because we're against the tide as well. But that's the choice, to make sure that we get there today. And as you know, something always happens when I'm on watch. So just had this terrible noise of an engine really close to us, and suddenly this helicopter came out of the mist and went straight over the top of us. So it's a bit of a relief that it was in the air and not on the water. And now I can see what seems to be like a submarine on the horizon. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. The right hand side of those two objects on the horizon is definitely what looks like a submarine. According to the charts, it's something called East Maiden, but I think I'm still being stalked by the Royal Navy after last week's adventures. So anyway, there we go. I'm sure when Dave gets up, the sun will come out. You'll get some brilliant blue sky photography of amazing skills, and I'll leave you with my grey misty day.
Right, okay, there's now been another change of plan. We've done a U-turn and we are heading back to Glen Arm Bay. We're going to stop at that marina. We were gunning the engine and we were doing about 2.5 knots through the water. It was saying we were going to get to Banga Marina about 10:30 tonight. So I've just done a U-turn and the engine is just over tick over, and we're now doing 7 knots. So we had so much current fighting against us as we were trying to get through. So instead of getting into the marina down at Banga at sort of 10:30, 11, we're now going to be at the Glen Arm Bay Marina at 4:30, which is in an hour. It's only 6.6 nautical miles away, but we're flying through the water at 7 knots now. And I've put the sails away as well. Well, good morning everybody and welcome to the Glen Arm Bay Marina. We came in last night in the wet and the drizzle and the horribleness, But as you can see, it's cleared up now. Nice and early in the morning, just taking Jess to the bathroom, and then we're going to be heading south again. What the plans today? Don't know yet, we'll wait and see, but I'll explain more later. It's a lovely little marina this, it's very cute. As you can see, it's not very big, but they've got showers, fairly good facilities here, and it's only a short walk into the town. There's no takeaways, there's no restaurants in the town, but one of the pubs, the Coast Road Tavern, highly recommend you go there. What you can do is you can go and have a drink in there, and while you're having a drink they'll order you a Chinese takeaway, and then that gets delivered and they give you a plate and knife and fork to eat it on, so that's very good. There's two pubs right next door to each other. The first pub we went in, there was a sign on the door that says no dogs, didn't see that. The landlord was horrible, so we left there, went right next door to the Coast Road Tavern, and they couldn't have been any nicer in there. What a lovely bunch of people. So if you do want to go anywhere, if you do go for a drink here, go to the Coast Road Tavern. It's by far the nicest, friendliest pub. Right, let's get back on the dock, let's get back on the boat, let's get underway. Right, so the lines have just been slipped, we're just leaving the marina, and the plan is we are going to head down to Banga today. It's only 22.7 nautical miles, but we're just doing these short hops just to go with the tide, because today there is absolutely no wind. So we could go further, but once the tide changes and it's coming against us, we'll be doing absolutely nothing through the water, so it's just not worth the fuel, it's not worth the revving the tits off the engine. So we're just going to go with the tide today. So we've got about 6 hours to get down there while the tide is running with us. Then after that we just might as well stop and go home. We're being a bit lazy today as well, because we know we're not going to be doing any sailing. We're not bringing the fenders in, we're just going to chuck them over the rails. Remember, if you're enjoying this episode, please like and subscribe, and if you've got any comments or questions, please type away in the box below. Hitting like and subscribe and commenting will really help the channel grow, because the more you interact with us, the more YouTube will put us in front of other people who may not have found us yet. So thank you very much.
The high one's set up. I might be a little early, like an hour, but it's so calm. Fuel docks down there.
There's what?
Fuel docks down there.
Oh yeah.
There's one next to it, a little one.
Are we going in before this big white one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, E, yeah.
On. Perfect, perfect. Keep going, keep going. It's quite, it's not very long, Dave, so I'll tell you when. Perfect there. Perfect, perfect. Brilliant.
That's how you do it.
Right, just keep a bit of back on, backwards. Okay, you're fine.
We've arrived at Banga Marina, and in contrast to the little marina we left a couple of hours ago, this place is huge. Now this is what you do in a marina. You just chill out with a cup of tea on your foredeck and watch the nice boats go past like this.
With your real china.
Yes, we got the fine china out. Now we're in.
Your flask.
Yeah, no. Now we're in the marina, and we get the fine china out, and we watch the lovely boats go past. Is that a Hellberg Rassi? That's lovely, that, isn't it? That's a nice boat, isn't it? Give these gentlemen a wave. There they go. Now I know this is a bit sad. What I find myself doing in a marina is looking at boat names, and there's some interesting boat names around here. First of all, there's a fishing boat here. Swing you round. Look at that name. Look at that for a name. There's some more interesting ones up here. Come and have a look at these. Now, one of the best I've seen for a long time is this name here. I just love the graphic as well. Now, if you're in the UK and you remember Chris Evans in the early days of his TV career, The Big Breakfast, do you remember them two Muppets? Instead of zig and zag, that's just zigzag. Close enough. And finally, if you do watch a lot of YouTube, you might recognise this name here. Should we go and see if they're on board? Let's see if they watch Sailing Madness on YouTube. Hello, Salty Lass. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, it's Dave from Sailing Madness.
I see you brought your camera.
And I brought my camera. I'm just walking up and down looking at boat names, and I thought I recognised this name.
Yeah?
How
Are
you
you
doing?
recording now then?
I'm recording now. You're like, yes, you
Oh
are
Lord, I
on.
haven't got my hair combed or anything. Steering will go in the wind.
You good?
Yep.
Just watch this one, Dave, as you go, because it's a bit low.
Well, clear at the front. You can put on as much rudder as you want.
All right.
Clear the pontoon.
We're getting some expert tuition from Salty Lass. Now, if you're a regular YouTuber, I'm sure you've heard of Salty Lass.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. He should stay close to that green. I'd like to think. Yeah, he's going to.
We were a bit unsure about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Rule number one is when manoeuvring your boat in harbours, don't film.
Don't. Well, it's not often you see your boat out of the water, and I decided to get this done here because it's cheaper to do it here than it is at the other marina. And to be honest, the boat is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I'm so glad I got it done. And that just about does it for Dave for today. Thank you so much for joining us on our journey south from Scotland to Northern Ireland. The next time our journey continues as we head towards the Isle of Man, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss that and all our future episodes. And she's going back in now with a clean bottom, so maybe we'll get an extra knot, at least, on the way back. Once again, any comments or questions, please put them in the box below. And thanks once again to my amazing patrons for your continued support. All patrons get exclusive content, a live tracker, and early access to all of our episodes. So if you'd like to become a patron for as little as £3 per episode, please click the link below. Until next time, bye-bye.